Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm just going to hold off to start the webinar for a couple of minutes to allow any latecomers to get a drink, get the kids out of the way, whatever it may be. So please bear with us, and we'll be back on in a couple of minutes. Thank you. So, good morning, everyone. I'm going to kick the webinar off. I know people are joining as we go along, which is absolutely fine. The webinar is going to be recorded, so we'll be able to send it out to people if they miss anything or have to jump off for whatever reason. There will be a recording of this, and we'll be able to get this out to you all. But thank you very much for attending. It's Nuvola's first webinar of the year. And hopefully on this day where we had some relatively positive news yesterday, hopefully we can shine some light on some opportunities for you all in partnering up with 8x8. So just today you'll hear the dulcet tones of myself initially, the MD of Nuvola Distribution. I'm sure some of you might have heard me talk before, so just try and stay awake, that'd be great. Then followed by some exciting additions, Keith Jackson, who's the Regional VP of Channel Sales for EMEA, and Dave Green, Senior Partner Manager for 8x8. So they'll be talking after me. So the agenda looks a little like this. I'm just going to go through an introduction of Nuvola, a whistle-stop tour of what we do, and then Keith's going to look at the industry trends and a introduction around 8x8. Dave will then take over the mantle with a quick overview on the 8x8 solutions and also discuss maybe some of the prevalent things that happen in the marketplace, certainly in the cloud hosted space. Then finally, we're going to have some Q&As, so feel free to anonymously send some questions into the chat. We will look to answer all the questions in the time we've got. If we don't do them all, we can then certainly send out some responses via email afterwards, but hopefully we'll get through them, and there is some calls to action following that, which I will also go through. So to kick off, a little bit about Nuvola Distribution. We've been around since 2010, where we started as a white labeled services business in the name of Nuage Communications. We were delivering professional services. That's what we specialised in. We have engineers around the UCAS, you'll see, for partners around a number of different technologies. The history of the business is born out of ShoreTel and Nortel, so we have some historical skills there. In 2013, we were given the opportunity to move into distribution, which we did. And from there, we've been distributing products around the UK and Europe, including services wrap to all the vendors we deliver. And again, I'll come on to that. And the way we look at it, rather than just a VAD, we're a technology and services solution provider. We're distributing these products, but also enabling our resellers to deliver the services that go with it. And with that, we have a team focused on key vendors and technologies, which means you're always going to get, skilled guys and girls who will be able to give you the consultancy, the pre-sales, the advice, the commercial advice around certain technologies that you might be talking to us about. In terms of locations, we've got head office and warehouse in Swallowfield, which is just near the M4 on the other side of the M4 from the Majeski. We also have an office in Galway, Ireland, which we utilise to service the European business that we have in place. And as I said before, engineers, about 15 engineers, all based around the UK, delivering the services for our partners. So just some key numbers. We have 5 technology arms, which I'll come on to in a while. 11 years now. Unfortunately, it was our 10-year anniversary last year, so we missed out on a big party. Admittedly saved us a bit of money, but I think we probably will have to have one this year. We have over 350 active partners. So, we might have a database of whatever, but we have 350 active partners we work with, selling all the portfolio. 20 vendors. What we try and do, we make sure with all of our vendors, and again, I'll come on to this, they are all intrinsically linked. There's a reason for them. And it means that all our partners should be able to look at each of the technology arms and see an opportunity to take into their end users. 15 engineers, as I mentioned, and we deliver across over 42 countries in the world now. Some of the services that we offer include obviously the logistics side of things, which it's certainly delivering into Europe. There's been slightly testing over the last 6 weeks, although we now see the light at the end of the tunnel in that respect. Pre-sale support, again, every technology we bring on, we ensure that we have got that technical support for pre-sales. Goes without saying, we have help desk. So we have a 24/7 help desk, which is available to our partners, which could include ad hoc maintenance on historical kit, etc. And professional services could be just day rate work, remote access work, etc., etc. And a key part is our marketing. So we look at it and we talk to our resellers and say, look, it could be a triage of people, companies coming together to deliver marketing rather than just on your own. So we work with the vendors alongside you as a reseller to deliver campaigns, get commercial support, ideas, maybe propositions, etc. So again, a key part, a key cornerstone to how we deliver our services and deliver what I think is a good service to our partners. Just quickly, like I mentioned before, 42 countries we cover. As you can see, it's the dark blue shaded areas, and this is ever growing as well. So our portfolio includes 5 arms, and as I mentioned before, they are all intrinsically linked. The key product today is obviously the 8x8, which we will go into a lot more detail in a short while. What we have in our cloud solutions arm, which is technology as a service, includes UCaaS solutions which cover SMB all the way up to enterprise. We specialize in wholesale. We do have agent models in some of our vendors, but we feel that we can add the greatest value to you as partners around the wholesale model in terms of professional services, billing, and also opportunity for partners to make more money. Contact center apps. So contact center, as you'll see from Dave and Keith's presentation, is a key driver in the world at the moment, and certainly with home working. And what we do have is products that embrace and enhance those contact center solutions, such as robotics, AI, analytics, and also call recording, which again is a hot topic at the moment, certainly for home working, where end users want to ensure that although people are working from home, they still have the technology to keep those storage of recordings safe. So that's the cloud side of things. Intelligent networking. This is all about the layer one, in effect, of the network world. The way I look at it is that if someone is delivering a packet from A to B, and we need to ensure that that packet gets there with as little latency, this is exactly where we come into our own. Live action, for example, a lot of finance houses use this in terms of transactions with shares, broking, banking, betting companies. We've got network aggregators, which take the information and create what-if scenarios. Gateways, traditional gateways, they could be SIP converters, it could be the SBC side of things. And then finally, the SD-WAN solution, which in the past has offered some sort of stigma in just the technology and the acronym world, but certainly moving forward with the accessibility in terms of commercial pricing, it means that SD-WANs are becoming more and more important for home working, giving people high availability home working, quality of service, prioritization, etc. So again, a key cornerstone of the business. Where we started is unified comms, as probably most people around on this call today started with the traditional on-premise UC. It's now moving to hybrid. Data networking and Wi-Fi, again, key to any cloud solution you have in the offices to ensure you've got a good data network, and certainly Wi-Fi with Wi-Fi handsets and your mobile apps, again, key to a successful and professional deployment. Contact center apps, again, contact center solutions and apps, people still like to either put it into their data center or have them on site. So again, on-premise side of things, and that goes for call recording. And then we have the commodity products such as SIP handsets and the USB handsets, which fit into all the UCaaS and CCaaS solutions we put out there. Professional services, something very close to my heart. This is what the business was built on. We've been doing it for over 10, 11 years now. We work with some of the biggest vendors in the world in helping them deploy handsets and roll out solutions. We work with a lot of our partners in delivering those services where they might not want to skill up on. They haven't had time to skill up on. It's not on their roadmap. So again, it gives our partners the opportunities to control the whole project. We white label it, so we will approach the project as you as the reseller. And it also enables you to, again, take some profit out of the deal, which in the past you may not have felt you could get. Maintenance services on the legacy, Nortel and ShoreTel, as I mentioned, there's still a lot of those out there. And if you have got an opportunity where the customer is looking to migrate away from either one of those technologies to the cloud, but there will be some crossover. Again, we do bespoke support services where it might be for 1 quarter, 6 months, or even 12 months, where they just need to know they've got a safe pair of hands in the background to ensure as the transition happens. UCaaS project coordination, again, a key part with dealing with the 8x8 side of things. It's the part where once this kit goes on site, it's very smooth and very easy to manage and monitor and maintain. The key thing is making sure you do the upfront work. And that goes for the discovery as well on the contact center side of things. So we're working very closely with 8x8 and our engineers to get up and running and be able to deliver services for you all. And it's something that we don't mind as a distributor, whether you train up yourselves or you want to use us all the time. We don't mind. And if you do want to get trained up, we'll work with you on a training plan alongside 8x8 to ensure you get the right engineering skills and the comfort that you can roll it out yourself. And finally, the meeting room solutions. Back in 2019, November time, we started this technology arm, which actually got quite a lot of momentum. Obviously, in 2020, it hit a slight brick wall, and still people are still not talking about it as much, but it will come back. This is all about creating meeting room, huddle rooms, conference rooms, where not only it's important to deliver a service for the people in the meeting room itself physically, but also remote people can come in and be interactive, have good cameras, good sound bars so you don't miss anything, easy to sign in and sign out. And like you can see, the interactive screens are a big part of that. These are in effect giant iPads, which with the meeting room solution we've got there, we don't care what app you're running, whether it be 8x8, whether it be Teams, whether it be other products out there. This is a totally autonomous solution. And we can run multiple apps. So if someone again is transitioning over to 8x8, they might say, well, look, I've got this old technology that I need to run for a small period of time. This solution will do that. So again, we see as a discussion and a talking point certainly coming up over the next 12 months, this is going to be quite a good foot in the door potentially, but also a definite add-on for you partners. So that was a quick whirlwind tour of Nuvola. During today, we're going to do some polls, or we're hoping to. It's quite exciting. Haven't done them before. Shouldn't take too much for everyone to put an opinion in. We're going to run 3 of them over a period of time, again, anonymous, but just something which breaks up the webinar. So the first poll, which Katrina will now take over and run for us, which is what is your preferred channel model? Katrina, over to you.
Okay, I'm just launching that now. Can everyone see that okay?
Yes, we can.
Everybody's voting. Oh, the figures are coming in fast and swift. Gonna be happy results for Mike.
How do you make a poll exciting, Katrina?
Dance around it yes. Would be my answer. Don't think it's that kind of poll though. But yeah, I think everybody's voted. No, 75% of you have voted. Come on, hit that button, make a decision. You know you want to vote. I think we'll stop it in a few moments. No, people are still voting. I'll stop it at about a minute, which is in about 15 seconds. So if you're umming and ahhing, you can still vote. But it's quite obvious what the results are. So I'm going to launch that to you so you can see the results. Right, can everyone see those results?
Yeah, unfortunately, it has come up as 0% on both, Katrina. So.
Oh,
no, I'm
okay.
looking at it. It's got wholesale at 73% and agency at 27%. It's pretty telling, right, Michael?
Very telling and absolutely perfect for what I think we're going to talk about for the rest of today, Keith. So, yeah, that's good news. Well, thank you very much, Katrina. There'll be more to come. I'm going to shut up now and pass over to Mr. Jackson.
Right, perfect. So can everyone see my screen?
Not yet. I'm just going to hand over to you, Keith. You should, we're still just sitting on the poll. You should get a little note from me. You should be presenting now. There we go. Well done. Crack on.
Fantastic. Thanks, Katrina. And Mike, thanks for the intro. So what I wanted to cover a little bit off today is just around the reason 8x8 have entered into the partnership with Nuvola. And then David Green and my team is going to take you through some of the industry trends that we've seen and also the significance of the combo play that 8x8 currently has in the market. So I'm Keith Jackson. I'm the Regional Vice President of 8x8 for EMEA. I report into John Delosia, who's our Global Channel Chief based out of Florida. people ask, what does 8x8 do? What are we in the market for, etc. And the easiest way to transition it is 8x8's transforming the future of business communications, enabling people to work faster and smarter, right? So I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on who 8x8 is by the numbers, and then we'll pass over to Greenie to go through the trends. But when we look at us as an organization, 8x8's the only vendor in the marketplace that lives in the Gartner Major Quadrant for UCaaS and CCaaS. We're the preferred vendor of choice when it comes to combo deals, which is a mixture of UCaaS and CCaaS. And as of right now, that accounts for 40% of my annual revenue coming from the channel, right? But 8x8's not just a UC and a CC play. We've also got our CPaaS division, which enables deep integrations into the likes of WhatsApp and HipChat and all of the social media communication channels, but also providing text and video on demand. So any of you that are playing in that space, I'd suggest reach out to us or reach out to your Nuvola account manager to talk about it. But then we also provide video as a standalone solution. So being the only player in this market that has all of the elements from a collaboration and communication standpoint living under one tenant, whether your customer is looking just purely for voice, unified comms, collaboration pieces, standalone contact center, or having the entire platform living under one tenant that under a wholesale model you guys own. So you bill it, you deploy it, you support it, you own that customer contract. We're the only provider in the space that can do this globally. And if you have a look at who 8x8 is and where we've come from, we're an organization of engineers, over 220 patents going all the way back to Brian Martin, one of our founders. These guys are nerds that like building stuff, right? And it's only over the last 2 to 3 years when John took over our channel organization that we really and truly have become a channel first org. There will never be an environment where you're competing with 8x8 directly with no partner involved and having to try and compete against your vendor. From our CEO all the way down to our receptionist, we are absolutely channel first. But we've also got a track record in this space. There's over 1 million business users sitting on the 8x8 platform, with the world's largest UCaaS deployment being Regis, which is north of 80,000 individual extensions under a single tenant. But it also comes down to what the actual numbers look like. We're the oldest startup in the market. We've been going for 18 years. If we ever all meet face to face again, which thinking about Boris's news yesterday, maybe sooner rather than later, I'll give you the background of where the name actually comes from, 8x8. But if you have a look, not just are we 1,600 employees globally, the UK org, our European entity, is not just a satellite office. There's a third of our total employee base is here in the UK. I've got over 25 people in our wider channel team just in the UK. That's dedicated solution engineers, has dedicated professional services channel enablement people. This isn't us doing it for you. That's what Nuvola's value add is. But we teach partners how to deploy quickly. So those of you that are moving from that legacy world of, the Avayas, the Ciscos, the Martells, all the guys that we've been selling for years and years and years, we can teach you how to do this quickly because cloud adoption is happening right now. And the partners that are taking advantage of it in our community are making an absolute bundle. But if you have a look at that significant value there, over 60% of our bookings came from channel, and that's year over year, right? We don't have a direct organization in the UK. It's very, very small. But also take a look at that, 9 out of 10 top deals are all contact center and UC combination deals. That's significant because once you start mixing your CC elements into UCaaS, the margin in that opportunity goes so much higher. The revenue in the opportunity goes so much higher. And because we're a global organization, if you guys want to deploy users out in Australia or New Zealand or anywhere that 8x8 has an office, we can help you guys facilitate that. Whether it's us doing the global part of the implementation for you, Nuvola doing the global part, or just giving you guidance around what the different territories' regulations look like. That's what 8x8 is here to do. So I think we're moving on to another poll now, Katrina. And then I'm going to hand over to Dave Green, who's probably the longest standing member in my channel team. He's been with us over 6.5 years. Dave's going to give you a view on what the actual industry trend looks like. But first, we want to find out, how are you guys looking to enhance your cloud communications portfolio this year? Is it UCaaS, is it CCaaS, or is it both? So, Katrina, hand over to you.
Okay, I'm just waiting for everyone to vote. Voting has been going for about 30 seconds. We're at about 36% vote. It's quite interesting what I'm seeing. I guess I get to see everything before everyone else. But it looks like everyone's almost voted. So if you haven't, do, because I think the results are quite fascinating. Might be some surprises, might not be. People are still voting. So we should be done. I'll run this for a minute. So we've got about 5 seconds left. So if you haven't voted, please do so now. And then we will have a little look.
Just to be certain, my screen's no longer sharing, or?
No, I think everyone can just see the poll. Everyone can just see the poll at the moment. So once everyone's finished voting, we will have a little look at where we're at. Can everybody see those results okay? I can.
Yes.
Keith, can you see the results? Dave, you there? Good.
Yep, yeah, I can see them. So my view would be correct answer, 76%, which is we're seeing. Yeah, combo deals have really emerged over the last 9-12 months.
Okay, I'm just going to hand over to you.
Okay.
One moment, folks. Thank you for your patience.
Okay, hi everyone. Hopefully you can see my screen. Can everyone see the opportunity 50 billion plus and TAM migrating rapidly?
I can't at the moment. I think just a few seconds. There seems to be a bit of a lag. I love technology.
Can you just check you've accepted the share and hit the play button?
The voice of reason. I've got you down as a presenter, David. There we go. Well done. We can see now. Chuck it on full screen.
Hi, morning everyone. So hopefully you can. There we go. Apologies for that. So good morning everyone. Dave Green. As Keith introduced, I've been with this business for a while, so hopefully it positions me well to give you a view of what we've seen over the last couple of years and where we're going. So the opportunity, I imagine because everybody's joined this call today, they recognise it. So what we're seeing on the three areas we work in, so for telephony, we bluntly, we as a business and as a channel business have had Mitel, Avaya, and probably less so Cisco partners running as fast as they can towards us for the last couple of years. In the contact center play, this is the real play, ladies and gents. This is where the money is, and I'm going to talk a bit more about that. Keith's already referenced it, and so has Mike, around the change. We've seen very, very rapid move from legacy, what we call on-prem contact center, over to pure cloud multi-channel, happening really fast. And then the meeting solutions play, obviously everybody's seen the enormous sort of growth in Zoom and other technologies. So we have our own collaboration tool. Indeed, that grew from just over 1 million subscribers to in excess of 20 million during the COVID period. So we've seen a real increase there. So it's about a bit of recognition really with this slide, just so you know, we're talking about the same things, and I'm sure you recognise those. So we've seen those migrations. Okay, what I would say is it's not just enterprise, it's not just mid-market, it's all areas. So the way we support partners is we will give you a salesperson and a pre-sales person to support you on your ops. And we align those appropriately to small business, which we recognise as having 100 employees or less, mid-market 100 to 1,000 employees, and enterprise 1,000 employees plus. So that's really about ensuring that you get the right support from 8x8 when you bring your opportunities to us. And you can see the numbers on the cloud adoption there. I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by those. And at the bottom, you'll reference on the notes the synergy around, synergy research and the reference to where we got that information. So we're starting to form a picture of what's happening, that migration both in UC, which has happened some time ago, and contact center, which is happening now, and it's happening in all markets. Okay, to give you a reference, and I'll go fairly quickly on these, but you want to know that it's just not me turning up and saying a bunch of positive things. We have customers who are choosing 8x8 all the time. So you'll reference all the markets, so all markets are applicable, and some are changing faster than others. Retail, top right-hand corner, you probably reference there are lots and lots of things happening very quickly there around, I guess, the demise of the high street and how retailers are dealing with that. They are trying to ingress their customers in through contact center technology, and that's on a multi-channel level. People obviously aren't shopping in the high street as much for the obvious reason in the last 6 or 9 months, but generally that was the change anyway. You'll see from a service point of view at the bottom, real breadth in there, and a reference to Regis as Keith spoke about a few minutes ago. Also worth referencing, if anybody on here sells into public sector, 8x8 has a very, very strong play into that sector. We recognised early that organisations in all areas of public sector wanted to introduce change into their business through technology, and we've really been able to get a strong foothold. One of the key things around that is the accreditations and certifications that we have. We have the appropriate ones, ladies and gents, to help, and you'll see some big names in there. So very strong in healthcare, very strong in local government, and pushing on in central government, charities, etc. So if you operate in those areas, you should be talking to us, I think. Okay, the work from home evolution. Again, this is about state of the nation, just so you recognise what was happening before COVID hit. So a small number of full-time employees working remotely. Again, a small number of desktop users accessing VPNs. But business is really thinking about, how they're going to change the workload and utilise public cloud. Then COVID hit. We saw massive changes. I'm sure you did, both professionally and from a personal point of view. So suddenly a huge number of employees working remotely, and again a significant number on a global level. Again, VPN connections going through serious acceleration, and really business is starting to focus more on enterprises, their expectation around cloud use, and really thinking about how they're going to drive that. What do we see today? So we see over 50% of organisations plan to make remote working permanent. But I think it's a new way of working, and businesses accept that. 49% of organisations trying to improve their current remote working experience. A lot of businesses weren't prepared, and I think some probably at the UC level have made that change as almost a must-have. And then 76% of organisations plan on long-term IT changes. The key in what we're selling for that last statistic is around contact centre. So what we saw was the market tip again from legacy contact centre to pure cloud. We saw that in sort of mid, I think, 2019. It was already happening, and the reason for that is businesses want to manage their customers coming into their business on channels other than voice. They're very, very focused on that. And to be able to do that appropriately, you need to have administration, reporting, monitoring, etc. needs to be remote, excuse me, because more and more businesses, even on a national level, let alone international, that we can support, are becoming disparate. So we have to resource those customer service divisions appropriately. So businesses are starting to think long term. So 88% pre-COVID of organisations were using cloud infrastructure of some sort. We know that, be it private cloud or public cloud. Again, to reinforce the point, Gartner predicts that by 2022, so only next year, CCaaS will be the preferred model for 50% of organisations. We are seeing businesses transition and introduce contact centres into their organisations in all areas, from small business all the way through to enterprise. How are we doing this? We are doing this because our single differentiator is our single platform. It's our biggest differentiator. Nobody else in the market has UC, collaboration and contact center on one platform. You're getting offerings where they are best of breed. Where do we differentiate? Why is it important to our customers and why are we winning? It's because those elements of our technology talk to each other. Simple example, call ingresses into a business on an 8x8 contact center seat. That agent can see if there is a subject matter expert on UC. They can see their presence. They can see if they're available. They can message them and say, I've got John on the phone. He's complaining about X issue, or he's got a query about X issue. The subject matter expert can look on CRM, so the integration is possible. See what's been going on, see that John called in the week before or previously, have an indication. The technology we are delivering, ladies and gents, is to support single or first call resolution. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of other things going on, but it helps a business and it gives them distinct advantage when you have commodity businesses that are trying to differentiate through how they treat their customers. So it's not just on price and not just on product. They are differentiating by using customer service as a weapon, for want of a better phrase. The key on that is the contact center piece. So we've got really deep analytics. What that enables businesses to do is to make real-time decisions on what's going on with their customers ingressing their business and to make real-time changes to adapt to that. We go and talk to, all the time, we talk to businesses who don't really know what's going on in their customer service environment because they are running those customer service areas on PBXs and they're running them on Excel spreadsheets for reports. They haven't got a view. So we enable businesses to adapt and react very quickly. From a telephony point of view, look, we've got really, really advanced apps on both mobile and on laptops, desktop. So those are mature and established and really strong. We have full PBX capability, and that's around business capability for all areas that you would expect, from call routing, queuing, ring groups, etc. So a real depth of play there. From a messaging point of view, we've got both one-to-one messaging, which you'll recognise through Presence, or group messaging. That really helps, and it's a quicker way to communicate than email. People are always struggling with their email, so there's an option there. From a video conferencing point of view, we have a very strong play on that, on how we're enabling that. So there's both, you can offer video conferences up to 100 users or broadcast through YouTube. So we've got businesses that are running into thousands of employees that are using their monthly updates through our broadcast capability. One thing to recognise here, just on the bottom, the meeting analytics with video conferencing. What we've recognised, of course, is Salesforce can't do face-to-face meetings anymore, so they do them through video meetings. A big differentiator for us is the analytics we have on our meetings. So sales teams can be monitored on the calls they're having through their video meetings, not through phone calls. That's been a real big hit. So what we've got is all those elements that you can see on our single unified platform. It's the differentiator. We're able to do that again because of the patents we have. So 240 and rising. We own the product path. We can see what's going in the market, and we can influence our proposition, and we are doing that all the time. So the layer on top of this, everyone, that's really important, I'm sure people will recognize, is Microsoft for Teams. So we have an integration called 8x8 Voice for Teams. We removed the charge for that about 6 months ago, maybe a little less. We recognized it was a small barrier. ladies and gents, there is no bigger opportunity in the market at the moment than UC and CC through Teams with 8x8. So it's a direct routing proposition. It gives you unlimited calling, and it really is a very strong value add for your customer. And the reason for that, first and foremost, you'll see Teams certified contact center. Microsoft recognize the value and recognize us as a contact center vendor. And what that really gives you an uplift of is the enterprise telephony technology. But one thing to say here, we recognize that Teams is the primary communicator in the market. We do recognize that. Businesses of all sizes and markets utilize it. It's very strong in public sector. We see that. What we will say a little bit quietly, because we don't want to go into Teams estates and poke people in the face, is the voice element probably isn't the strongest part of it, and we can underpin that. So the areas we underpin it is with the enterprise telephony capability I referenced before, so true business PBX underpinning it. Integrations, we've got all the big ones off the shelf, Salesforce, NetSuite, Zendesk, Microsoft Dynamics. Teams doesn't have Microsoft Dynamics, but we also have the capability to enable businesses that have got their own homegrown native CRMs to integrate into 8x8. So we have 30+ APIs. So you as a business or Nuvola could help you with that, or we could help you with the professional services elements with that. That means you can access lots and lots of businesses, those that use the big CRMs, those that don't, okay? The other elements, global calling capabilities. So when we deploy 8x8 into a global business, all the users make on-net calls globally. So if you're in the US and you're calling the UK or China or India or wherever else, it's an on-net call. Significant savings for businesses who've got individual instances of maybe legacy technology operating there. Analytics, again, we reference that. We can support analytics for third-party systems through our offering. So we can give you a view and users a view on what's happening in Teams. So really strong, and it's happening now. And you know, we've got lots and lots of opportunities and can support you with those into Teams. Okay, effectively, it's all happening now, ladies and gents. There's a lot going on, and I'm sure you recognise that. And we would encourage you to, you know, to work with us through Nuvola. What we recognise, and you pointed to this with 73% of wholesale, the UK market likes to buy market-leading technology through local businesses and service providers that they trust and know. That's why we put together this proposition with Nuvola to support businesses like yours. Okay. What do we offer as value-added services? We are working very heavily with an intent data partner called Bombora. So you give us the basic details of who you are looking to prospect. That's both in vertical and size within the UK. We'll give you some data which shows you how far into the journey for UC and CC and collaboration those businesses are. Are they looking at it very, you know, lightly at the start? Are they really into the process, or almost have they gone too far? So we can share that information with you. We also work with a Primo, which is a marketing automation tool. Ladies and gents, we have really, really strong and powerful marketing messaging and campaigns. And this tool will support you to help you put your name and colours on that. We've got all these established campaigns and they are evolving all the time because we've had success. We've got strong references that you can use and put into your customer bases. The other one to say is we're working very heavily on Blitz Days, and we'll be running one of these with Nuvola soon, which is really around you targeting your customers to talk about 8x8. We will support you with collateral, prizes, funding. You know, we're trying to get some energy into what's happening in the market. Good news yesterday, positive news. I think the market's going to open up. You know, lead generation has been difficult over the last 6 months. We've seen that through the broad view of the channel that we have. Hopefully that stuff will start opening up, and we want to support you with these little events. It will really help your teams as well, get to know us, get to know Nuvola, and get to know our product. We're going to be here for the, you know, the duration. We're a market leader now, and we're very focused on retaining that position. So please consider us. The other thing to say is from today, we're running a raffle. So if you sign up to 8x8 through Nuvola and you register qualified pipeline with Nuvola on Teams or on combo deals, we give you raffle tickets. Those raffle tickets for closed burr also. So it's a points-made prizes. Effectively, every raffle ticket you'll get, depending on what you give us, be it a single opportunity or something with Teams, or I think there are more points for combo deals, you have a chance to win, and you can see some reference to the prizes on the right-hand side. So these are something we are running in rotation. So please consider that and please join in. So a summary, what have we got? We've got 400 million plus legacy on-premise seats and licenses that are migrating. That has been accelerated through COVID. I'm sure everybody on here recognizes that. Our technology can help you be part of that cloud migration. So what's in it for you? Subscription services, effectively. That's what the world is working to. So we have the model and we have the technology, and I hope I've shared that with you in the right way. How do you engage? You engage with 8x8 through Nuvola, so through Mike, Katrina, and the team. Please speak to those guys. We're going to follow up and give you some dates so you can see our technology. I have talked at quite a high level today, so we want to give you a view of what's the granular around the technology that makes all the positive things that myself and Keith and Mike have talked about today. So you can download and read all the collaterals. Okay, we're back to a poll question.
We are doing another poll. I didn't catch you there, David, but I'm just launching that now. So everyone's probably consuming that question. It's, oh, okay. Results are coming in fast and quick. I think everybody's probably sharing their results somehow. I don't know how. But yeah, it's we'll run this a few more minutes, a few more seconds, but it's pretty obvious, a Pareto's law, what you'd expect to see, but interesting. So if you haven't quite voted, a few more seconds. Just collecting those responses, and then we'll post that out. Yeah, here we go.
We're all waiting with bated breath, Katrina. Come
yes, on. So I will share those results with you. Is everyone surprised at that? Can you see that?
I can't. Can you see it, Keith?
Yeah, you're still in presentation mode, but that's exactly what we're seeing in the market, right? Everyone is taking their communications to the cloud. When last did anyone speak to a contact center agent that didn't have a dog or a kid in the background? And
true.
I don't see that changing in the near future. So that's good.
So I will hand over to Michael Lloyd, our Managing Director, and close that poll down. Mike, the floor is yours.
Fabulous. Yeah.
Thank you.
So thanks, Dave. Brilliant update on 8x8. And obviously the key thing for me is whether you're new to UC from a cloud perspective, an on-premise perspective, or if you're new to UCaaS, I think you probably understand with 8x8, it's not a bad starting point to enter the market. The contact center is so key moving forward, as Dave and Keith have mentioned. And what we call these combo deals, the attachment rate for contact center. And it may be the end user doesn't want contact center now, but they will do, because contact center are long gone are the days where it's a massive building with a lot of people sitting on phones. It could be an IT department, it could be a marketing department, it could be anything where they want to control the calls coming in, monitor them, pass them on, call routing, etc., etc. So contact center is really key, and this is one of the reasons why we chose 8x8 to distribute, because of the single license. There's some other UCaaS players out there who are very strong. Clearly in UCaaS, there's no two ways about it. But with 8x8, the single license is such a differentiator, because you can confidently go in and say, let's talk about voice in effect now. But you, Miss Customer, know that you can quite easily move on to contact center in the future just by upgrading your licenses. I think there's the market is busy, as we all know, and we at Nuvola try and bring in vendors that are not all the same. And like I mentioned there with the A-by, that was the clear differentiator. There's vendors out there who are flooding the market in the UCaaS space. Again, so from a reseller point of view, you want to be able to differentiate yourself when you're going to an end user. And certainly with the A-by, you'll be able to do that maybe compared to some of their major competition. I think Teams, again, Dave touched on Teams. It's a great opportunity. Teams is one thing is not going anywhere, we know. And I think any of the vendors who feel they can take on Teams and try and win, they're kidding themselves. So 8x8's approach is very refreshing and realistic to say, look, we need to get in bed with these guys. We need to show that, yeah, carry on using your Teams as a GUI, but if you want some enterprise class telephony, contact center behind it, some recording, then you need to bring on an 8x8 solution to do that. And then finally for us at Nuvola, it's about partner opportunity. Dave mentioned the opportunity with the raffle. So deal registration, again, 8x8, I've known Keith for a long time and he manages the channel very well. And the channel conflict is very managed and very fair. So deal registration is in place. So if you have any opportunities, you sign up, or if you're thinking of signing up, but you have a deal registration, get in touch with Karen and Joe and the rest of the team and registration those deals, because you will then be protected via us. And that's a key point from a sales point of view, that you want to know that if you bring a deal to a vendor, that it will be protected and you won't find suddenly 10 other of those same vendors, partners from that same vendor in there. So they have a really good stringent opportunity there. Marketing, Katrina, you've heard her dulcet tones in the background. She has a lot of marketing skills that we can bring to the table around Ucas. We've been doing it for some time now. And finally, the benefit of wholesale, as far as I'm concerned, is that you have control of the deal, you have control of the pricing. In an agent model, you lose control of the pricing, it's dictated. With wholesale, you have the opportunity to add additional services, add additional products, and go to the customer with a whole complete solution, which will be delivered by you as the reseller. So those are just some of the things that I've kind of summarized up there. But again, thanks to Keith and Dave, and certainly Katrina with the poll side of things. What's next? As David mentioned, we haven't gone into too much granularity with the actual products themselves. So we've got a couple of dates in the diary to look at the UCaaS licensing and the features and the benefits and all the bells and whistles that go along with it. And on the same each day, flip round in the afternoon and the morning, is the CCaaS. Again, that is, if you haven't seen contact center, you think, crumbs, okay, that's a new world for me. Don't be scared. Nikos, who does the demonstration, puts it in very much layman's terms, but you will see how the world with digital transformation is moving into this CCaaS world. And all the things that people are going to be using is the AI, the robotics, the analytics, all those kind of things will be coming into this contact center. So if you can, we will send out these dates as a follow-up. Please jump on. It will not be War and Peace, I guarantee. And the way we've done it is so you can have a feel for both. If you want to privately do that, please get in touch with us again at Nuvola. You can drop us a line, give us a call, go on the website, and we can certainly discuss more about the partner program and these demonstrations. And again, the partner program is very fluid. You can sign up, and if you say, look, all I want to do is do sales and work with you guys and Nuvola and 8x8 to push the deal through, answering tenders, etc., that's fine. You might go, no, we want to do the whole hog. We want to get trained up. We want to be able to do the delivery from end to end. Again, we will work with you to enable you to be able to do that. So a number of opportunities there. So that's me done there. Katrina, I'm going to pass on to you. I'm sure hopefully Keith and Dave will unmute themselves to answer any questions. So Katrina, what have we got?
Strange enough, we have a couple of marketing questions that have come in.
Oh, well, you can ask them first.
Well, yeah, but they're probably 8x8 related marketing questions. What sales and marketing support do you offer to your partners? I think, Dave, you kind of covered that off a little bit in the last slide, didn't you?
Yeah, I can answer there for sure.
Expand on that.
Katrina. Yep. So from a sales perspective, we have teams of small business, mid-market and enterprise. I referenced the DMARCs earlier, and we can refresh on those as we talk to individual partners. But effectively, Mike, Katrina, and everyone, what we do is we align a salesperson and a pre-sales person to support the partner. So that's Nuvola's partner that is selling 8x8. The idea is obviously from a technical point of view to ensure that the appropriate proposition or configuration is being suggested, but also the salespeople join in because they have a view of the market. They may have sold into the vertical that business is in. They may know that business. That's a bit of a long shot, but it can happen. So they could have contacts in there. And to be clear, it's around supporting the 8x8 proposal from a technical point of view and supporting the partner with commercials. We have things like battle cards, so we can say to our partner, look, we know this about X, Y, or Z proposition from a competitor. We can give them a view there. What we absolutely don't do is get involved in commercials. So the Nuvola partner will have a cost base, and it's up to them to whatever price they sell at. It's a wholesale proposition, so really they can derive that. So we don't tread on partners' toes from a pricing point of view. With regards to marketing, we have swathes of content, lots and lots of content from campaigns into maybe particular verticals, or we also have a broad campaign for UC and contact center at the moment. The partner can put their own name and colors on it, so use our language, use our our graphics, etc., etc. We also have ebooks, really powerful ebooks, which are showing over 5 or 6 pages referencing as to how we are changing the market. So in some cases we are pushing those changes rather than reacting to them. Good example is healthcare, where we churned about 15 NHS trusts in about 10 months last year. So we've got a very, very strong play there. But in all sort of verticals, all markets, we have these ebooks which will include references that the Nuvola partners can use.
And to add to that, from a Nuvola point of view, obviously we've got a marketing and sales team, and our marketing team support our resellers, our existing resellers, and any new resellers that come on. We work closely with 8x8 and all of our vendor partners, so we can help you execute any tactical activity. We can consult with you, help you build a plan, look at strategy. So any marketing support that you need as a partner, you can come to us, and you can come to 8x8. So you get the best of both worlds. I've got one more question that's come in here. Is there sales and technical training available?
I can take that one if you want.
Thanks, Keith.
Cool. So 8x8 provide an entire enablement program from both sales and technical. One of the first things that John, my boss, did when he took over the seat was take all of the commercial implications out of enablement. So our entire technical enablement training program is absolutely free of charge for the channel. We never want to have a commercial hurdle in place where it stops you guys as wholesale partners getting 3, 4, 5, 6 engineers trained, rather than just the one minimum to get into the partner program with 8x8. So we're currently running those completely remote. When the world comes back to normal, these are classroom-based sessions, but also on-site sessions for the partners if they need. We're going to be working very close with Mike and his team at Nuvola to be able to provide these from their side, but also their teams run through the entire enablement program now too. So you've got 2 avenues for technical accreditation, both through Nuvola and direct with 8x8.
Okay, I've got a deal registration question that's come in. What does deal reg actually deliver? Is it protection on the bid from other partners, or is it improved buying price versus other partners?
So that depends on the vertical we're looking. Okay. No, I can take that. So that depends on the vertical. In the public sector side of the market, there is commercial advantage for the first opportunity. So an actual deal registration with no information sitting in the background is not what we classify as op. But as soon as there is opportunity and we've seen engagement with you guys and a customer on it, then absolutely the protection and commercial comes in on the public sector side. In the private sector side, pricing support is available, but it's not always guaranteed for every single opportunity. We're happy to discuss that in more depth in any of the follow-up sessions, though.
I think the key thing on deal reg for the private side of things is that if you come to us first with it, then we can get commitment or resource from Ring Central, which won't be compromised. So I think that's the idea from A by A.
You've been dealing with each other too long, Mr. Lloyd.
Yeah,
but Michael's exactly correct, right?
Another reason.
In the private sector side, we won't provide any sales support or technical support to another partner if you guys have engaged with us first in that opportunity. This is about partnership and both partner and vendor and distribution all leading into each other and working in harmony together.
Okay, that's wonderful. If anybody's got any more questions, please just throw them out there. Otherwise, I will hand over to Mike for close.
Yep, thank you very much. Again, thanks very much to Keith and Dave. Brilliant job. Hopefully we kind of delivered what people wanted to see as a kickoff, or maybe a refresh, whatever it might be. Please come along and listen to Nikos around the UCaaS and the CCaaS side of things. But like I say, if those dates don't work, don't be afraid to get in touch with us and we can line something up with you guys. We at Nuvola are really excited about this relationship with 8x8, and we feel that, as Dave says, the world is going to change in a few months. We want to be ready for that, for, let's hope, a bounce back. On that positive note, thank you very much, everyone, and hopefully see you soon, speak to you soon. Thanks.
Cheers all. Thank you.